With ransomware up by 48% in Q2, in Q3, we have to move beyond patching and focus on hunting compromised perimeters that attacker may already be sitting on. Hello everyone, my name is Victoria Robinson and I am the head of Cybersecurity Research and Innovation Center, Ethnos Cyber Limited. And today, we're going to be taking a dive into our Q2 Cyber Threat Chronicles and how it continues to shape our Q3 security posture. The catalyst for this report was actually a contradiction which we observed in the data. And that led us to what became the central assessment of the report, which was in fact that this wasn't a decline in threat activity. This was simply attacker recalibration. And that recalibration was observed in three very specific ways. First, it was ransomware. This was probably the clearest numerical signal. In May alone, we tracked 698 publicly disclosed ransomware incidents in comparison to 472 in May of the previous year. This says a lot as to less overall noise, but significantly more ransomware. And the ransomware ecosystem itself was reorganizing. Following Ransom Hub's exits, we saw activities around Chilling, Dragon Force, and the rapidly emerging Gentlemen. That told us that the criminal ecosystem in itself was reorganizing. Second catalyst was the perimeter. So we saw a cluster of vulnerabilities affecting Fortinet, Cisco, and Microsoft SharePoint. And what made these vulnerabilities particularly interesting were the fact that they sat in the architecture. These were vulnerabilities affecting the perimeter and management plane, which are essentially the systems that are built to protect our environment. So the perimeter is becoming an economic asset for cyber criminal ecosystem. And the third catalyst, of course, was AI-enabled fraud. We have seen an increasing amount of authentication fraud. So ultimately, the catalyst for this report is the disconnect between volume and risk. And that says a lot about our security precedent for Q3. The wow finding for us in the Q2 Cyber Threat Chronicles was the realization that identity-based intrusion was becoming more critical than malware. And this says a lot as to the fact that access itself is becoming a commodity. Based on the evidence presented by the Q2 Cyber Threat Chronicles, what I would tell organizations to take as the next step is that you need to have an accurate inventory of all your internet-facing infrastructure. You need to know who owns what version is it running on, was it vulnerable, and when was it patched. Closing the perimeter tells us that we have identified and solved Q2's problem. And for Q3, what I would recommend is that organizations invest in authentication systems to help keep track and mitigate identity attacks. For further strategic recommendation to help your Q3 security posture, kindly click on the link in the caption to download our Q2 Cyber Threat Chronicles report if you haven't.